Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning, Jose.
I feel like I'm whispering. Everyone, my family is still sleeping. I am wearing no bra, and this is just what we need to do to make things happen. And I'm just like watching them. I just like know that he's up there, and I'm gonna wake him up. Which I'm like, it's 7:22. Like it's all good, but like he might show up everyone and be like, "Mama."
Yeah, if we sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wake them up, but I'm like, if it's literally 10 minutes of more of sleeping that they might have, you know?
Exactly. And you're waking them up at a time where they've had enough sleep, but then you're like, maybe it's when they say they needed it, And I'm like, yeah, I see that. I see that. I see value in that. But it's still 7:22. I feel like he had 11 hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
I have in the girls, or in both kids' rooms now, I have white noise, and in the summer we have a fan, so it's like you can't hear anything in there.
Dia needs this like little music. She would hate a fan. We felt okay. So we went to we need to get caught up. Come, where were you? I'm trying to figure out on the map where you are. I'm like,
What
what beach is this?
what
Where
do you
is
mean? Oh,
she?
Bucktoosh Bay.
Okay. Now, did you? Oh my God, I have something in my eye. So the trip with Jillian and Josh and whatever, it was just like we're going to the beach, just a daily thing. It wasn't like a camping trip.
I'm not sure. I did both of those things, but
Okay.
I went camping.
Yes, you did, because now I'm remembering you saying that it rained so much. Tell us everything. Was it dramatic?
Okay, well, first of all, we're like packing up there, and I say to Neil, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm a camper anymore. Maybe I'm just like more of a cabin person.
Okay.
And it's not even the like actual act of sleeping in a tent. It's just the hours of preparing and bringing all the shit.
All the shit. And I just like, so my cabin was next to like camping people that do the tents.
Yeah.
And it's that at that moment, you're like, they don't have a toilet. Like, it's like, I
No.
didn't think of the things. Okay. And then I'm like, I'm in my cabin doing a Keurig coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they don't have a Keurig,
No.
they don't even have coffee.
No. Well, you make coffee.
You can. Where?
Yes.
How?
So
Do you
many
have
ways.
do you have a coffee machine?
No. That'd be next
Okay.
level. I boil water.
And that's not next level. Are you serious right
But wait,
now?
think about it. How do I boil the water, Jose?
That was my next question, Alicia.
There's a little stove, and he has a little propane tank attached, and you have to like attach it and then light it and then walk to the water station and put the kettle on. And then I,
You guys
and that's just to
back me
make
up.
my coffee. Imagine what it is to make bacon and eggs for the kids for breakfast.
Absolutely not. Oh my God.
No. So we got there, we got all set up. It was also 35 degrees
Okay.
the 2 days. Imagine inside a tent, 35 degrees.
So there's no air. There's no air. There's no Alicia. There's no mini split.
No, no. So we actually ended up moving our tent because where we had originally put our tent, it was like direct sunlight. I was like, oh my God. Anyways, and then the second day it was gorgeous. Again, that beach is beautiful, and that
Mhm.
campground. So we'd never been to that campground. And some campgrounds you camp and you're like in a field. I feel maybe like next to someone in a cabin making their Keurig. Actually feels like camping a little bit. There's like trees around.
Okay.
So it was that, but there was a pool at the campground as well.
Okay. What campground is this? Would you like to give them a shout out?
I think it's Bucktoosh Bay. I think that's
Oh,
what it's
okay.
called. People
All
will
right.
know.
People
And they
will
have a
know.
tennis court, a basketball court. It was beautiful. Anyways, and then the next day we went to the beach. It's 2 seconds from the beach, and it's this beautiful stretch of beach, like beautiful sand. Like you could
Ah,
walk out into the water, and it was like sand, not yucky.
wow.
Yeah. So that was these are the highlights.
These are the highlights. Okay. Well, was there rain? Because it seems like that was the trauma. Okay. Highlights. Now we're going to the trauma.
The trauma. So the trauma starts around 2 a.m. when Phoebe goes, Mom, Mom, which I can barely hear her over the rain because the rain is so intense.
No.
And she's like, my air mattress is like, I'm on the floor. We had just bought them an air mattress. I swear I've spent $1,000 on air mattresses.
I've heard of this. I've heard of this trauma that like it doesn't matter how much you pay, it doesn't like it will die
And
very soon.
it's also like it's just rolling the dice. Like we've had Alfie's forever and his is fine. It's just anyway. So I bring the girls in bed with Neil and I. Well, we're like smushed sardines at this point. They can't sleep. I can tell they can't settle because they don't have enough room. So I sacrifice myself and I go sleep on a single air mattress with Alfie.
Mm.
I don't sleep.
No, you don't
So
sleep.
at 5 a.m., all I can hear is torrential rain. Like I look up on the app and it's 10 millimeters of rain an hour.
In the next 5 minutes.
And I'm just thinking of the fact that we need to pack up our whole camp. Like we need to pack up in this moment. And I haven't slept and it's torrential rain. And then I get
There's no end then. I don't want end then. There can't be end then.
the bugs, the mosquitoes, because they'd been asleep when it was so hot and they just attacked.
Okay.
So we threw the kids in the van. We hustled. It probably took us an hour.
We threw the kids in the van. Oh my God. I feel like I get it. Like your next level, like, you know what I mean? Like you'd like to be like, no, I can do whatever, but like, you don't have to prove anyone to anyone, Alicia. Like you don't even have to do cabins. You can just have like a camper. You know what I mean? Like we can go that route.
We could. We actually came up with this idea, which sounds so fun. Next summer, renting RVs and driving to New Hampshire to go visit camp with the Hebs.
Okay. I think this is an amazing idea.
Right?
Everything screams Jose. That's a road trip.
Yes.
That's like a, we're eating while we're driving type of thing.
There's a bathroom.
And there's a curring machine.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you plug in your RV into the electricity of the world.
Yes.
That's how it works. Yeah. Yes. Honestly, I feel like it's 2022. Like I felt like the people living in tents are like from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, why is this your choice? Okay. So I saw someone that I knew at Marco Polo. So we went to Marco Polo and we were in one of those cabins, amazing cabins, by the way, amazing campground. You would love it. Would you love it? I don't know, but your kids would love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but actually I think you would be like impressed by I've done zero campgrounds. So I have zero experience here, but the people that we go with, they like live in a campground all summer. You know, those people that like move out in a camper.
Do not understand those people.
Yeah, and it's like a camper that is 15 minutes away from their beautiful home. It's very odd to me. But then at the same time, people say that about me and my house. They're like, why are you going anywhere? You could just stay there and that's like vacation. But I'm like, but your home is you're so used to it. Anyways, where was I going with this? Yeah, no, it's very well taken care of. Like, I'm like, is it just me or is this a very well taken care of campground? And they're like, oh yeah, this is like hot, like everything's cut, everything. Okay. This is the thing I don't understand about businesses and especially campgrounds. When things are closed, like, oh, you have this ice cream stand not open ever. Oh, you have this slide closed. Like what? Pour moi, ça m'enrage. Il y a rien plus qui m'enrage. When a business has something, but it's closed, we went to Sandspit. Can we talk about Sandspit and Shining Waters? Peachy. They're just struggling. It's just a struggle.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get you have one employee for 2 rides. You know how we need to be efficient and you know how we feel like we can run every business better than what they're running. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So basically there's 2 employees for 2 little rides for the kids. I get it. Like you would need 2 employees. I see where they're saving here, but like the slide with the potato bags closed. Just closed. I mean, it doesn't need any motor. There's the slides there. Why can't I go slide? Right. It's like, oh, it's closed today. I'm like, why? I need to know why it's closed. Like I can't handle this. Like there's literally 4 rides and that's one of them for my child. And there's no reason why it's closed. Like, I don't understand. He's like, oh, I'm running this one now, maybe later this afternoon. Nah. I'm like, okay. Anyways, then the roller coaster, one little cart at a time, just one. They have 3, but just one little cart at a time. The lineup. And also, okay, let's say you're a group of 2 and they can fit 4. Why don't you be like, is there another group of 2 so that you can fit into the same little cart 4 people? No, if you're just a group of 2, oh, you're not 4. Okay, wait, then just 2 people go at a time. 45 minutes in a lineup for a roller coaster. Then the friggin' Ferris wheel. Only for the whole Ferris wheel, there's like 40 freaking little seats that you can fill in. There's a lineup. Okay. You can't even see the end. I'm exaggerating, but it's just so long. Okay. They only put 4 at a time, 2 here, 2 here. And I'm like, why are we stopping at 4? There's a lineup. Fill the freaking wheel. Like,
Is this because of COVID?
no, it's because it's old and run down, and they clearly are afraid that the wheel is going to fall apart.
Oh,
So anyways,
okay.
oh, absolutely. And I'm like, why are you only putting 4? Like, I'm the most annoying customer at this point. And they're like, oh, well, if we don't put it equal, it's going to go the opposite way. Okay. But I'm like, how about you put 3, 3, 4, 4? Why does it have to be 2, 2? Like, Matt, whoever is your boss over here is not too quick on like how to, you know what I mean? So then only 8 people at a time. And then like the wheel, you have to go like a few times. That's the running of the thing. That was rough for me. That was like I was like, the efficiency is not there for me today.
I mean, everything about that sounds like my nightmare. I absolutely hate parks.
I know. I love parks. Yeah,
Everything
I love
about
parks.
a park makes me want to throw up.
I love the people. I love the people. So then when there's a lot of people, I love when I meet people, when I see people that I know. It's like, you're at the park, I'm at the park, you know? Oh my gosh. Okay. Had the best interaction. So basically the girl in front of me, her twins, she had twins, but they were very similar, although they were, I want to say identical, but one was very taller than the other. Very is a big word. 2 inches. One was cutting one limit or requirement. The other one was cutting the other one.
Oh,
so, and it was like I was for sure
not identical then.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, their face were very similar, but you're right. So anyways, so I kind of like, I'm like, oh, come on, like give her, like, it was literally like this, right? So the mom's like, so they really get 2 different bracelets, like as in like one can go on certain rides and one, and the worker's like, yeah. And I'm like,
oh my God.
So annoying. Anyways, and I'm like, oh, come on. She could have like, whatever. So I kind of like had a moment with her. So I saw her a little later in the park, and I'm like, how are the girls doing? And she's like, oh, they're doing fine. Like, whatever, like it is what it is. And then her friend was like, how do you know this girl? And then she's like, I just met her at the entrance. And then she's like, this girl is huge on TikTok. So it was so fun. So then I met them. And so we started talking. And then a little later on, I was like, oh, which one's yours? Like, we're just talking. She's like, I can't pretend like I don't know who you are. Like, well, I need to tell you that I follow you on Instagram. It was really fun. It was like insane on PEI, how many people, but people are coming from, you know, I mean, they're coming from Halifax. So that was really fun. That was the highlight of my Science Bit experience.
I mean, with your jiggling ass videos on Instagram, your numbers are just every day more and more humans are following. So
it has slowed down. Also, I'm a little sad that I had to like have creeps in my life, but it is what it is. It's a part of I guess of my thing. You know what I mean? Like creeps, or they're not like, I don't have a lot of mean people. People aren't my followers.
Yeah, I would rather have men that want to eat my ass rather than people that are saying mean things.
Speaking of, so one guy, did you check him out? His name is London Brown. Hello. Anyways, he reached out and he wrote, okay, Jose, I see you, with like a
interesting
wink, wink.
Is this, which platform is this on?
Instagram. Yeah. It's very interesting to me. I'm like, interesting.
Who is he?
He's an actor in Ballers. I don't know. He has 133,000 followers, blue tick. So he's like a person. But anyways, yeah, it's very interesting. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, he is very cute. And I'm like, this is how affairs happen, everyone.
And like, he's at a point in his life with his blue tick and his actor jobs and his beautiful face that he needs to send creepy messages to random people that live in Shediac, New Brunswick.
Exactly. So then I'm like, I kind of need to like say, I saw this and I see you. So I double-hearted it. Usually I don't even respond to these things, but I'm like, blue tick, very good looking. I will say heart. I didn't say like, I see you, like I'm not talking to you. I just heart. I heart everything. And then he responded this morning, whereabouts are you from? That's when I cut it. That's when I don't answer.
Yeah.
But I mean, London Brown, if you're listening to this, you are one gorgeous man.
I think for sure he listens to our podcast.
Absolutely. He doesn't even follow me on Instagram. He just saw a thing and was like, I see you. But anyways,
gotcha.
yes. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like you can,
Yes.
so what's happening is people are seeing my thing because actually people with lots of followers are sharing my, like sometimes I see they share and they tag me. And so not everyone that shares tags me. So I don't see, but I see the amount of shares I get. So some people do tag me, which I love. And I see, and they have like 40,000 followers. So I'm like, clearly that I get followers from them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, thank you so much for sharing when it's not a creepy man.
Yes.
Okay. So Dia's up. Noah's like, he's like playing with his dodo right now. You guys.
I love how you can just creep on them.
Yeah. And there you are.
So good.
I don't know how long I can do that for. At least I don't do it when they're like being babysat. Like I feel awkward when I look, I'm like, oh, are they in bed? And then they're in the room. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to like watch her put Dia to bed. You know what I mean? Like do your thing. Do your thing.
I feel like you're at this longer than most because you guys have it like on your phone all set up. You know what I mean? Like mine was like a dinky ass little.
You know that Jeff obviously was ahead of times and had long term. And he also obviously did his research before putting this on my phone. He can actually like, I didn't even put it, but he can do it from like the restaurant, whatever. Like I just have it if I'm on Wi-Fi in my home. So he's in charge of that, but yeah, that was his whatever area. Cause I would have definitely been the person with the dinky, like just hearing them type thing.
Well, no, I did have a screen thing, but it's just like if you had that, you just wouldn't do it because it's an extra thing. You know what I mean? But like, cause it's on your phone, it's like so easy to just keep watching them.
Right. You are correct. Okay. So, I mean, guys, you have to know that I haven't spoken with Alicia in like, I don't know, 10 days. When have we seen each other last? So we see each other next week. We're obviously recording this a little early because Alicia's leaving. But yeah, we have a few things that we want to talk about. So we talked about Marco Polo trip. That was amazing. I mean, that campground is amazing. We already booked for next year. The go-karts are go-karts. I don't know if there's a T or not, but there's no T on the go-car. So no, it's not go. Oh my gosh, it was a golf car. Jeez. Sometimes you guys,
definitely a golf cart.
Yeah. But then it says golf car on the golf cart.
Did the T get scratched off?
I was going to say, oh my God, that's funny. I should have looked at, because we had two, if both, I'll look at it next year and I'll let you guys know.
Okay. So you can rent the golf carts.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That was because it's a huge campground. So if you want to go see the ponies and the, you know what I mean? The goats and whatever, that's like, it was so far away from like the water park. So anyways, yeah. So we had that just for one day, not the first day, but next year we're going 3 nights, 3 days of golf carts. The kids loved it. The kids are so good, Alicia. Hey, you put that to bed piece. Oh man, they're rocking it. They make me want to bring them. Noah's really good. My kids also don't fight. So like tons of parents, like that's a thing. I know your kids don't fight either.
No, they don't.
They don't, but like, that's a thing. I guess that's like a real thing.
Yeah.
Like all parents talk about that all the time. And I'm like, oh, my kids do not fight, but like, it is what it is. Like, I didn't do anything special. At least I'm not like, I'm amazing. Like my kids don't fight. Like that's not at all. But like my friends' kids, they fight a lot. And so she was like watching Dia, like, for example, like Noah's like, oh, I don't want to walk. And it's like literally 3 steps. I'm like, absolutely not. Like you're going to walk. And he's like, hold me. And I'm like, no. And then Dia's like, voulais-tu faire piggyback? And then my friend's like, what? Like, well, I'm like, it's Dia. Like she literally is a mom. She like loves to be a mom more than I like to be a mom. Like it's ridiculous. Anyways, all good. Noah's just a 4-year-old boy, but he's like calm and not that, like, he's not like, oh my God, I'm all over the place. And also some kids are very like malicious, but exprès. Like they'll go out of their way to do the thing you told them not to do. Whereas like our kids, like if I'm like, oh, don't step there, you're going to get hurt. He's literally not going to step there. You know what I mean?
Ever seen that kid that like looks at his mom, makes full eye contact and then like steps? Do you know what I mean? Like that, like I would want to kill you.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, it's very interesting it was fun. Anyways, they're rocking it. So that was our camping trip. I'm so glad we're caught up. We'll get caught up on other things. We have so much to get caught up on, but we want to talk about obviously give you some advice on some summer weight loss, I don't know, happiness, mindset stuff. This is what I want to talk to you about today, Alicia. I don't know how long we've been talking. It doesn't say on Zoom. Isn't that weird?
How dare they?
How dare they? They
what
should,
time you sent me that text.
the link. Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about, what does it say?
7:17, you sent me the text.
Oh my God. It's been like 22 minutes of just like random talking because it's 7:42.
Yes.
Yes. It's been a long time, she says.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? We'll do that. And then we'll keep going on the next podcast.
Yes. I like that. Okay. So this came up in our community and I just want to talk about this certain sentence. So I don't want to eat less, but I'm not losing weight. So like, as in, like, see what I mean? So I'm like, oh, that's such an interesting topic or sentence, to say, I don't want to eat less, but I'm not losing weight. I've seen that a few times, either on, Instagram or even our community. It's like, I feel like I can't eat less, but in my current lifestyle, I'm not losing weight. Am I broken? Like tons of people. And I felt that way. And like, I've already felt that way in my life. I don't know at what point, I can't really pinpoint it, but I know that I've like felt at a point where like, I just like, don't want to eat less, and so what comes to mind when I say that? What comes to mind?
I mean, I guess having a really full conversation about where they're at in their journey as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they're at that last 10 or last 20, and we need to have that conversation that maybe you're done. I think, is your body enough for you to show up in the world in the way that you want to be? Like, is your body physically or mentally holding you back? If the answer is no, and it's just kind of at the end of the day, when we lose like that last 10 or 20, whatever, a lot of it is like vanity weight. That's what it's called. People call it that. It's like, I'm losing this weight so I look better.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
And you can want that for yourself, that you're allowed to want that for yourself. Right. But I guess that would be the first conversation I would want to have with that person.
Yeah. It would be creating that awareness around that conversation. Like, are you actually wanting to lose the last 10 pounds for a better look? And if you're like, yes, that's okay. Like, that's not the bad answer,
No.
Because I truly believe that if you, quote unquote, just have 10 pounds to lose, your current body allows you to live life experiences. Now, maybe your mind is not allowing you because you're holding on to that 10 pounds. You're holding on to a certain look that you should look a certain way before you live experiences. And there's that difference between, is your body physically stopping you or is your mind stopping you? And you deserve to have a mind that allows you to live life experiences without guilt or anxiety. I've been really talking about anxiety lately. Well, I'll write that down, how like, I've never really linked it to that word before, but like literally when you can't put on shorts without feeling that icky, weird butterfly feeling of like, shit, people will look at me. That's anxiety around how you look and how you look in shorts. And I had never I thought we had named it noise, but I do see people connect more to anxiety. And you know what I mean? Like noise, what does that mean? What does that look like? What are the words? But anxiety is very individual and kind of feels different for everyone. For me, anxiety is when I feel like I can't be at peace. I'm not at peace. There's always something kind of like bothering me,
Yeah.
And there's obviously spectrums of anxiety. You know what I mean? You can have a little bit of anxiety. You can have a lot of anxiety where you can't breathe. Like
Absolutely.
But I now connect to that word a little bit. And I can like kind of pinpoint it more in my life. Like, oh, you're having a little bit of anxiety right now around this situation,
Yeah.
And it's anxiety has been almost like, comme negative, but it doesn't have to be. It's how you feel in that moment. I think it's important that you recognize it and then you can have strategies to walk through it. But the important part is the awareness. I agree with you with the last 20 to 10, like that was, I think, my moment that like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to eat less calories. I remember saying that, not eat less. I just don't want to eat less calories. I don't want to make the effort to figure out either less in my portions or change how I'm eating. And you have to have that moment of honesty with yourself and be like, this is it then, and then it's the next journey starts where you start embracing this final body. So if you have this body that allows you to live, like that's the mind part,
Yeah. And I would also have a conversation with them about what they're like. I know from experience that most people, and this has been documented, are over consuming more than they realize. So they're like, oh my God, I only eat 1,400 calories a day and I'm not losing weight. There's no way I can eat lower. And I know through experience that they are probably not consuming 1,400 calories, that they're probably
Yeah.
consuming a significant amount more. And
On average.
and their weekends are way more calorie dense than they realize, and there's more
Mhm.
calories in their coffee than they realize, and they're using more oil in their stir fry than they realize, like that the mayonnaise on their salad is more calories than they realize. So that's a piece as well, but like you said, you also have to be ready and willing to figure that out.
Absolutely. And, when we say things like your coffee's more calories than whatever, we're not saying anything bad about your coffee. It's that we don't like, or we don't like, it's not adding any value to your life for you to think that you're eating only 1,400 when you're eating 2,700 on average. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, if you go on the weekend and you consume 10,000, spread that in only 5 days. That is an extra 2,000 calories more on average that you are eating every day. Plus you're eating more than 1,400. You think it's 1,400, but it's more. So we're at like 18, 19, add 2,000. You're actually at 3,900 calories on average. It's insane how it adds up. And that's sometimes upsetting, right? Because you're like, hello, it doesn't feel, I'm still hungry. Are you though? That's okay. Okay. It's the hunger piece that you don't like. Let's talk about hunger. Let's track our hunger. Let's track. Yes. Let's create awareness around our hunger. So there's definitely a conversation there to have, but I do feel like a big piece of it is either it's you're done for now. Like, if you know you're at the 10, 20 pound mark, those last 10, 20 are massive changes in your life for you to lose this 10, 20. So I do hope that it's more than just how you look, and you can really value how we look. You know what I mean? Like, so just because I show up and I'm like, but at one point it's like, it's going to have to be enough, because even if you're at the best of the best and the thinnest and the fittest, if you don't have that conversation with yourself that this is enough, it won't be enough. You know what I mean? Like, it won't be. And that's when I was talking to someone that's like in the fitness world competition. And she's like, basically 3% body fat, you use every rib, like every ab is there. There's no more fat. Okay. And it's like, if I could just be a little leaner for, the beach. I'm like, are you effing serious? Like, I said that. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, everyone on the beach, no one looks like you. Like, you're like, not even like just there. You're like, wait, like the spectrum or the range of where you are, like, no one's with you, so why are you trying to get that better? Like, I know it's not about the others, but
no, it's because they're chasing. That's such an extreme example to show we don't question it when someone isn't almost as fit as that they're chasing a better body, right? But they're still chasing. And it just goes to show you that there's not a look or a number that indicates stop chasing.
Okay, so I understand as well when people say, well, it's just so much more motivating when I have a goal, when I have, like, I'm chasing, like, chase something. Why does it have to be a look?
Yeah.
Why does it always have to be about looking better? Why can't you chase being a nicer person? Why can't you chase, no, but vraiment, like, everyone could be a nicer person. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some people are like, I'm the nicest ever. And I'm like, cool. But like, you could literally, I feel like every single human could work on being more patient, more positive, more grateful. Like, there are things that you could chase that are more mindset, the way you think, who you are. But we really do chase how we look to others. You know what I mean? And we chase making more money so we can buy more things, but like, it's literally, if you can make your goals and your challenges about, like, I challenge myself in how I speak to my husband, how I speak to my kids, how I show up in my world, how I get out of my comfort zone, how I do things that make me feel uncomfortable, but I know maybe something's waiting on the other side. Like, why does it always have to be about looking better? Like,
always. It's like always. It's like, because it's just like what we've valued as society. It's like put such an emphasis on it, and the focus on the chasing the numbers. It's like easier to track how much money is in your bank account than how nice you were to your husband this month.
You're right.
Okay,
everyone, we're going to leave you there. We have so much to say. There's more to come. See you soon. Okay. So Today, it is August 8th. And Alicia is leaving on her trip today.
I am
So
hopefully I have made it to London.
and hopefully you've watched the crazy adventures of team and our staff party this weekend. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we have some big news, big launch coming on September 1st. So make sure that you keep watching us, watching our space, and sign up for our email list so you don't miss out on anything. You know what to do. Follow us, tag us when you share our shit. We love you for it. Okay. Bye, Leash.
Bye.